Anyway, I wanted to talk about two myths. One is that it's really easy for kids. You know, I hear my counterparts. I hear people who are on tours. They're all educators, and they're coming through the school. We had one last week from Michigan State. We've got another one next week from Nebraska. These are all educators that are going to be looking in the windows at the children, and they're going to say, you know, it's just so easy for these kids to soak up these new languages. That is not true. It is at first very stressful if the child doesn't know the language. And that's one thing that we're interested in researching here, is where are those pressure points? But some kids learn languages a little bit more easily, and we'll take a look at that, why, a little bit later here. It's also a myth that young children haven't already developed intercultural preferences and biases, and I can tell you that in the 3 years that I've watched the kids here at 3E, as young as they are, even in the nursery, kids have already developed preferences. And Nadia, let me use Gus, or Augie as an example. Nadia's baby now is 4 months old. He has largely been taking care of somebody with very dark hair and very dark eyes. Both his parents have very dark hair and very dark eyes, and the IE has dark hair, dark eyes, and largely, and your parents and Zach's parents, I bet. So anyway, I held him that first day in the hospital, and he responded very well to me. But Augie has already learned at 4 months that when he looks at somebody that looks like this, you know, with lighter hair and lighter eyes, that I'm strange looking. And that really hurt my feelings, that I could hold him and love him the first day he was born. Then I go away and I come back, and he has already in 4 months learned to be wary of anybody that looks like me. So children develop these preferences very early. We had 2 years ago a group of Korean children who chose to play with each other, and I mean, other people just were not in that group. That's all there is to it. Those 3 children, there were 4 and then one moved, but those 3 children continued to play with each other, prefer to play with each other, prefer to speak that language. I call them the little mafia because they wouldn't let somebody else in. But on top of it, there was the French-German mafia, and there was the English mafia, you know. And what we want is, we want children in this school then, not only to learn to respect other languages and cultures, but really enjoy being with other people from other cultures. That's a benefit in human existence, to like to go to a different country, not only to experience it, but to really appreciate and enjoy what it is to be in another country. That's what we want for your kids. That's why I'm glad they're here. So, our research goals at 3E are the following. First of all, we want to learn where kids are experiencing these pressure points that we talked about. And so we look at them very closely in terms of social and emotional development, and I'll show you how we do that. And we also want to take a look at where they're experiencing any confusion relative to skill acquisition, because your children are in school, and our approach here is a play-based approach. However, it's a directed teaching approach as well, where kids are acquiring skills in reading and writing and mathematics and science and so on. And so we want to take a look at where the pressure points are there. We also want to learn more about ways to support kids that are becoming bilingual, multilingual, and multicultural. So we're looking at very intensely the school climate here at 3E. We want to do a better job of communicating with parents. That is always on our mind. We appreciate the parents that give us feedback on that, and we're looking for again, better ways to do it. We are taking a look at the learning activities in the classroom and in the community. What kinds of learning activities in the classroom best support kids who have language difficulties or are in process of language acquisition? And then this fourth little thing here, maintaining pride in their own culture. One of the things that we saw this was a couple years ago, so we have been on this. We saw children who were, for instance, a Western child who said, "I don't like Chinese," but was very proud of his own country. And one of the things is that we do want to maintain children's pride in their own country. I'm hoping that all of you parents are reading to your children in your home language. Don't worry about English if that's not your primary language. Don't worry about Chinese if that's not your primary language. We'll worry about that, but you want that identity with for your child in your primary home language and culture. So I'm hoping that you work hard on that. But at the same time, we have to go beyond that with children that are in a dual immersion program, and we really want them to learn to take pride in the fact, one child said, "I don't speak Chinese. I don't speak Chinese," and didn't want to. And what we said was, we have to actively work hard at developing the pride in that child that you are a bilingual speaker. You're bicultural already this young, and develop pride in the fact that he's speaking English and Chinese, or he's speaking German and English and Chinese. We want that for these children. But you can't just sort of sit back and watch it develop, because it will not develop. We know that from our observations and our research. I have to watch my time. I could just gad about this forever here. And then what we are doing, and I'll show you our presentations and our writing. This school is more than a school, and I thank you for being in this with us. And that is that we are doing research here so that we can contribute to the knowledge base in the literature here. A lot of people are starting bicultural, bilingual, multilingual programs all over the world now. They're just growing. And we want to contribute to people's understanding of what it takes to really foster a good program. So our methodology, we're focused primarily on 3 years old through first grade, and next year second grade, the next year third grade. And primarily our methodology is observation. In the first year I was here, I did well over 100 2 to 3 hour observations of children, and noted. I just did a running record the whole time I was in those classrooms, noting what was going on in those classrooms. We continue to have teachers observing. We've got 2 teachers in every single room, so as the year moves on, teachers will be able to, once they get kids in motion, the structure firmed up, teachers will be able to sit back while one teaches and watch children and watch their responses to what's going on. So observation, I will continue to do it. Nadia does it. She's in the classrooms a great deal of the time, and that's the thing that helps us understand what's really going on in kids' heads. You just watch kids' reactions to things. Observation is not something that can be done in a lot of schools because they just don't have the personnel to do it.